Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reed's Reads. I'm, of course, your host, Ryan Reed. Come check us out at the Spider-Man Crawlspace at thespidermancrawlspace.com. So, I'm here today to talk about, of course, two books, of course, Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man #2, and, of course, Superior Foes of Spider-Man #12, which is finally back to the original creative team. So let's get down to Miles. First of all, the pros. This issue actually works really well. To talk about the whole little thing with Brian Michael Bendis' talking heads as well as compressed storytelling works really well because this really is a good storytelling. The confrontation between Miles and Peter Parker is actually really well done, and it definitely shows that this is not the Peter Parker we know who is, dead in the Ultimate Universe. I mean, it's most likely also not the Chameleon, considering the way when Miles Venom blasts him, he doesn't revert back to being the Chameleon. So the fact that he says it's a clone is most likely happening. I also love the setup here with Norman Osborn, as you don't know what he's planning, but he's definitely got some eyes, and there's nice little, nods to the original volumes of the first couple issues of Ultimate Spider-Man, which is hard to believe was 14 years ago now and everything, but it's actually very well done and everything. I think that some of the cons, though, of course, with besides a little bit of the talking with the characters and everything, I think is definitely with the Fly twins. I mean, they're saying, oh, the Spider-Man twins are here, they're fighting. They don't look a thing like Spider-Man. They're also not doing any acrobatic moves that even represent Spider-Man. So that dialogue is a little messed up and actually does not work. I do not understand why that's there. I mean, if they're going to throw it to be kind of like, oh, Spider-Man's a menace or a misidentity, it doesn't work. So I don't know why they're throwing it in there. Plus the confrontation at the end with Miles and Kate Bishop about possibly about to reveal his identity is actually kind of a nice cliffhanger, but at the same time is Bendis is really going to have to really pull this off like he did with Amazing Spider-Man 12 and 13 about when Peter told Mary Jane who he was. So we'll see how that is next month. So the issue gets an A- from me. It's really good, and I really like the issue. So, flipping on over to, of course, Superior Foes of Spider-Man #12 with Nick Spencer and John Lindemann back in the creative team and finally giving us a little, with the cliffhanger about what happened with Boomerang being confronted by his former teammates. Going to the pros, the book is still hilarious, but what really works is that we actually start what's going on. I mean, everything with Hydro Man telling Hammerhead about that Shocker has the head of Silvermane with him, but we actually find out that the power it's not magic or wish, but the truth is, since he is one of the original Dons of the Magia and families, that there's too much information that could ruin everything. And if somebody like Hammerhead, that's really bad because the truth is that could destroy his whole organization. So it works really well, and I really like how Hammerhead basically says, keep an eye on Hydro Man, we're going after the Shocker, we're getting them, and they're both going to be out of here. There's no way I'm losing my empire. And that works really well, especially what's been going on with Hammerhead. I also like the little nods here of actually how Boomerang gets out of everything using the chameleon line, the actual face of Doctor Doom here, and of course Override actually running out with the portrait, actually about to go take it to Mr. Negative, which we know the storyline since Mr. Negative actually gave him his powers, but we don't know how or why. So there's some nice little moments here. On cons, unfortunately, is the book kind of lacks because it's been 2 issues behind of the actual storyline since they decided to renew the book, and now there's even talk that maybe 15 and 16 might be the last issues in the next couple of months, and they don't seem to know when the book's going to stay on or not. It's becoming a problem with it, and that really drags the book down because it kind of lost a lot of its momentum. It's still hilarious, it's still well written, and it really does great things with the villains of the Spider-Man universe, but as a result, I'm also going to give this an A- because of that. So we'll see what the next couple issues bring with us. Well, that is all I have for Reed's Reads here. Please come and check us out at Spider-Man Crawlspace, spidermancrawlspace.com, and look for a lot of my upcoming features for Around the Spider-Verse and Villains Profiles next couple weeks. I'm catching up. There's just been a lot of problems behind the scenes that have required a lot more of my attention too. So hopefully now with summer we'll do it, but we'll see what happens. But definitely look for more of my vidcasts on a more regular basis now. So on that, everybody, I will see you later.